All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Pardon the absolute mess. We had an event here this weekend, obviously, and I'm just kind of starting to put everything back together. All right, so recap. Didn't go my way. um, I faced Nelson Smith. You know, trying to figure out exactly what went wrong. He felt super strong, but I know that 3 weeks ago me wouldn't have had a problem with that level of strength. The day that, 2 days ago me had a huge problem. Outside the straps, I had him all day. Inside the straps, I couldn't protect my wrist worth of shit. And as soon as I tried to, I felt the old injury here start popping up again. And it just got worse and worse and worse. So, it's one of those things where you got to go back to the drawing board and figure out, what the hell is going on. So, I've been kind of getting back into the grind yesterday and today, and I'll show you just one set. It's going to be my last set for today. But lifting weights is not really aggravating my bicep at all. So I don't know how serious of an injury it is as far as like lifting static weights. What seems to aggravate it, what seems to really just feel like a hot knife, is the shock of a ready go. I don't do a lot of ready go training, which that's going to be one of the things I change going forward. But that seems to be the only thing that really aggravates it, and when it does get aggravated, it stays aggravated for, I don't know, I want to say about an hour. Completely, but it'll always be aggravated on a ready go. As far as a slow pull though, I slow pulled for the rest of the afternoon to varying different degrees of intensity. And once I was able to kind of overcome that level of pain, my hand and wrist started to come back. I still was nowhere near as strong as I was, but I was stronger than I was in the match. So again, the ready goes seemed to be the issue with the shock to that spot. So Monday, not today, but next Monday, I have an appointment to see, if there is a tear there, if so, how bad, what the damage might be, because there's obviously something in there. Like, it's not full at the bottom of my bicep. There's almost like a separation right down here. So I don't know, if there is a tear, or if it's like a major strain or some sort of tendon rip, or I have no idea. But I've been, like I said, getting back into the grind, and so like today what you're going to see me do is on my rise, I have 45 pounds, on my pronation I have 60, and on my cupping / isometric holds I have 50. And all I'm doing is 3 sets of 5 today. The only thing that changes is like on the cup I do 10 or an isometric hold or something like that, but you'll see. I'm just kind of working my way back up. My next match is with Delfino Islas. That's all the way in January. So, I say all the way. It isn't that far away. I won't really start pushing until probably, November. So it gives me a month and a half to kind of figure out what the hell's going on here. I'm not going to stop lifting weights. I'm not going to stop, unless the doctor tells me that there's something major in there. I'm not going to stop at least maintaining strength. But yeah, November is when I'm probably going to start really amping up the weights and the intensity and all of that to get ready for Delfino. My practices are going to look a whole lot different. I'm going to be focusing a lot more on my setups, a lot more on competition attitude. So in other words, I'm going to be taking my practices a whole lot more serious. I'm also going to make sure that At the end of the practice, we do, even if it's 15 minutes of just king of the table or ready go in complete real, or as real as we can make it, scenarios. There's going to be a ref. If we go to the straps, it's going to be complete rules. There's going to be ready goes. It's going to be explosive, and we're going to work on that. If you guys have any suggestions as far as how to condition that shock mechanism in that, because it obviously is not brutally injured, because if it was, then I wouldn't be able to be lifting these weights. So my initial thought is that there might be an old injury there, which I know there is, from like a year and a half ago. I had blood pooling and all of that from that injury. There might be an old injury that just is aggravated every time they're shocked to the biceps. So rest obviously does not cure it. So, what would be the next best thing? Would it be like plyometrics, where you're shocking the shit out of it and it's going to be painful, but you start conditioning your muscle for that? Or is it, basically let my teammates hit my arm, ready, go, and I just try to catch over and over and over again until I can't lift my arm, and then do it again next week? Will that condition, I know the body will adapt to anything I do, but what do you guys think is the most beneficial? I don't care about the pain. I care about beneficial. I want to heal this arm up to full power. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section, or reach out to me on Facebook like you normally do. Whatever. I would appreciate any help. The other thing I'm going to be changing is my taper. I believe I tapered way too long, which a couple of you did reach out and tell me that. But I figured because I was old or older, I needed to take that time and really try to figure it out. I think the answer is somewhere in the middle. So like 2 weeks out, I'm gonna stop pulling. So 2 weeks out will be my last pulling session. I probably won't do any like ready goes, but it'll be a lot more. It'll still be intense. It just won't be ready goes. And then I will do my normal routine for the next week. What I'll end up probably doing is doing what I did this time, which is like not really maxing out, but setting new PRs that week. And then after that week, I'll just take the next week off completely, and that'll be it. And the reason why I think that might be the formula for me is judging by where I was and how strong I was. I did my 5x5s, my last week of strength training for this, and then a week later I set all PRs by a shit ton, and then a week after that I had the best practice I've ever had. So everybody said I felt really, really strong. I was competing against people that were known metrics. Young Levi Rakowski, Des Hubbard, although Des, obviously was out of the game for a while, so he wasn't anywhere near where he normally is. But the point is Des is so many levels above me. For me to get any purchase on him was saying something. And I get, again, this is practice, so it isn't me saying, oh, I beat these guys, so I'm better than. No, that's not. I'm using them as metrics to figure out where my strength level was. Young Levi Rakowski is a freaking tank. I haven't been able to move him in months, and I mean months. And I was beating him. And we go hard. When him and I go at it, we go hard because he's young and he can take it, and I'm very, very competitive. So we go hard. And I was beating him in many different lanes. I wasn't beating him in a hook. I'm still not there. But I was beating him in posting top rolls. I was reverse seeing him into his hand. I was beating him through basically making adjustments. I remember one match we had where he kept going in and out and in and out, and I kept cutting off lanes. So I mean, the adjustments was there, the technical ability was there, the strength was there, the speed was there, everything was there. So that day was phenomenal. That was a week after I had set all my PRs. Now, to be fair, that week I did lift, but I didn't lift super heavy, and I did take, I believe, 2 or 3 days off because I knew it was going to be a harder than normal practice. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. 2 weeks out, stop all pulling for that week, reduce the weight but up the volume a little bit, and then at the end of the week set all new PRs, so feel just amazing, right? And then take a week off, a solid 7 days off, and then be ready to come in and just crush. I believe that's going to be a lot better than what I did, because if you guys hadn't followed along, what I did last time was after my 5x5s, I stepped down to 5x8s, then 5x10s, then 5x15s, and when I did my 5x8s, I was doing 75% of my 5x5 weight, then 50% of my 5x5 weight, then 25% of my 5x5 weight. And that was spanned over a 5-week period. So 2 weeks at 75%, 2 weeks at 50%, 1 week of 25%. And then 10 days off. So, I had all of that tapering, and then I just took 10 days off. I believe that was just too much time off and not enough stimulus in the muscles. Because the biceps started to feel really, really good. Hell, I was doing 150-pound hammer curls. It felt great. I only got 2 of them. I wanted to do 5, but I got 2. But anyway, so those are the changes going forward I believe that I need to make, depending on what the doctor says. I mean, if there's something major in there, I may have to call off the match or find a replacement. I'm 44 years old. I can't be taking the chance of destroying shit. I still have a job and a family and all that. But if there's any way, that if the doctor just tells me, hey, look, man, it's just a strain, it's just pain, you'll get over it, push through it. It's on, all right? I'll deal with the pain. I'll deal around the pain. Some people have reached out to me and told me to get certain topical creams that'll help. I'm looking into taking some BPC 157 to help heal it. I can't afford stem cells. If I could, I would. And before anybody jumps down my throat saying BPC 157 makes you not a natty, in my estimation, neither does stem cells. If it isn't produced by your body normally, in some way, shape, or form, then it isn't stems, or it isn't natty, quote unquote. As you guys know, I'm on TRT, and I do keep it at natural levels, high natural, but natural levels. That still gives me an advantage because, you guys all do this. I'm pretty much like this as far as my testosterone levels go. I get that, but I'm not sacrificing my mental health for what you guys think of me as far as that goes. I'm not on any roids or anything like that. So, would I be opposed to it? Well, roids, yeah, I'm not going to do them because I'm just too old. But like SARMs, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm not opposed to it. But the BPC 157, yeah, I'm definitely going to look into taking that to try to help, because I can't afford stem cells. If I could, I would do that. But anyway, let's get on with it. So this is the 3rd set of the day already. It's in the morning. It's only like 9 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I'm going to do some rise, some roll, and some cupping. And that's it. I'm not going to do anything else today. This week is probably just going to be this, 3 sets of 5 a day. Next week I'll probably start doing my push-pull days along with this. But again, not at my previous 5x5s, or at least my previous PRs. I may work up to the 5x5s and use that as a maintenance. So we'll see. But anyway. And the thing that really gets me is that in slow pulls for the rest of the afternoon, again, slow pulls, speed kills, so I get it, but in slow pulls for the rest of the afternoon, Nelly could not touch me out of straps. Absolutely could not. We did several rounds of king of the table. He was blowing through everybody else. Again, he was hitting against everybody else. But slow pulls, he couldn't touch my hand. I would be able to post up, clamp down, and just drive him. And so, I mean, the power was there, the strength was there to a point. But as soon as the speed was applied, it just killed to the point where it was like it shut off all connection. And I just had no strength at that point. So there's got to be something. I just don't know what it is. Now again, on this stack it's 50, and what I'm doing is pulling in, holding for 10 seconds, and then kind of pulsing in my arm for 5 reps or 10 reps. So So that's gonna do it, folks. I hope you had a good one. I hope you enjoyed the video. And like I said, if you guys have any advice on what to do to heal that up, like right now, after doing 3 sets, I have some tenderness and some soreness, but no real pain coming through here. So again, I know it's attached. It's just, what is the damage, and why is it that only speed hurts it? Anyway, any advice would be helpful. This is just another step on the journey. According to the list, Delfino has moved down to 9, so I guess I'm going for the 9th spot in January. Nelson has taken the 10th spot. Nelson's also taken some time off from the sport, so I've told him that wherever I am on the list, if I'm blessed enough to make the list and to stay on the list, wherever I am, when he comes back, I owe him a match. Because at that point, you know, we have to run it back, right? So that's the right thing to do. Anyway, it is what it is. This is just another step, and I'll come back. Just got to figure it out. Also, today is 9/11. Never forget. I don't give a shit if you subscribe to, it was an inside job, it was a terrorist job, it was a combination of both. Over 3,000 people lost their lives, and the skyline of a great city was changed forever. We must never forget. God bless. Have a good one.